Hi, I'm Rob Coleman, President of Titan Safety Products. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our WaterTitan and SecurityTitan system and accessories. This video is intended for the use of our sales reps throughout the country to provide a comprehensive overview of our system's features, benefits, and applications. Before I get into the actual product demonstration, I wanted to share with you 4 things that we wanted to accomplish in development of this product. We wanted our system to be 100% wireless, which it is. It has a 250-foot wireless range through an RF signal of 433 megahertz. Secondly, our system can operate on either AC or DC power. Our system not only works with water sensors, but also works with smoke, carbon monoxide sensors, as well as a panic button for health emergencies. In the 4th quarter of this year, we'll also be introducing a wireless temperature sensor, as well as a wireless natural gas and propane sensor. Our 4th and final objective was to make sure that our customers, the end user, would have the ability to learn of a specific alert or notification through the auto dialer, which would allow them to incur 0 monthly fees, 0 installation costs, and 0 contracts. Typical companies that monitor events within a house require those types of fees: ADT, Sonatrol, Brinks, etc. So our system, again, eliminates all of those costs associated with monitoring. Very important piece. This unit right here is our motorized valve, mounted on a black base. We've purposely left both ends of the piping structure open so you can actually see if the valve is open or closed. Right now, if you look down there, you can see that the valve is open. This is our motorized valve. This shell right here has the capability of weathering temperatures up to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a UV inhibitor in here. And the full system can also operate on temperatures as low as 14 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see, our 1-inch valve, which has an actuator, there's a drive shaft that goes to the motor, is currently mounted horizontally. We recommend that our valve be mounted downstream from the customer's existing ball or gate valve. And it can also be mounted vertically or literally upside down. We wouldn't recommend mounting that upside down in a exterior application where it could be subject to direct elements like the water splashing on the undercarriage of the unit. But our system is designed to be able to have those applications as far as mounting. The other nice thing about our system is the switches underneath are of marine grade quality. There's actually a gasket that goes around the inner seal here to provide some safety. And you can see these switches right here. This toggle switch is used to manually open or close the valve. And there's a red master switch here, which is strictly used for programming, which I'll get into in a few minutes. The system operates on 2 D-cell lithium batteries and has a battery life of 1.5 years. The other thing what's nice about this system is it can accommodate up to 20 of our wireless water sensors. Now, when the valve actually learns the water sensors, it goes through a supervisory process on a daily basis. Every 24 hours, it sends out a signal to the water sensors to make sure they're functioning okay. If the system detected something such as a low battery or a defective sensor, that's then communicated back through the system through the auto dialer, and the customer would receive notification that they've got a hiccup in the system. So the system is fully supervised, and then every 3 to 4 hours, the water sensors are sending messages back to the valve to report their status. So we've got the 2-way communication there. In the event that there would be a valve closure failure, the system is also equipped with a 100 decibel siren. Hopefully we'll never have to hear that. Let's talk for a minute about the water sensors. The water sensors, again, are 100% wireless. They are designed to stand on their feet and be mounted against the wall, under your sinks, behind your toilet, behind your washing machine. You could actually run a line. These are our wireless our probes or our contacts, which actually pick up moisture. Once moisture hits these probes, it'll send a message to close the valve as well as to communicate the leak through the auto dialer. We have another option that comes with each of the water sensors where you can actually plug in a 3.5-foot extension to those contacts. So you could run a line and be very specific in terms of where you want the potential leak to be picked up. The probes, when the water sensor sits on the floor, are actually 1/32 of an inch from the surface of the location where you mount them. So the system can detect as little as 1/32 of an inch of water level rise or if there was a direct splash of water onto these contacts, it would initiate the leak response. The wireless water sensors run on a 9-volt battery. Oops. The 9-volt battery has a battery life of 3.5 years for this. And this button that you keep hearing me press is actually our programming button. And this is used in the application to have the valve as well as the dialer learn the water sensors that you would program to the system. Every system for the customer that buys it is going to be unique to however they program it. Everybody's going to have a different configuration for water sensors, smoke sensors, CO sensors, etc. So our system will be unique for everybody's use or application. The water sensor on its own also has a built-in alarm. There's an 85 decibel alarm which will give you an audible so you know exactly where your leak is coming from. And even on a low battery status, there's an indicator for a low battery chirp that will be sounded with a wireless water sensor. Let's move on to the auto dialer. The auto dialer is a secured system. There's a 4-digit PIN code which can be changed just like you would your ATM card. And this is designed to keep anybody from messing with the integrity of the system that you have it programmed to. The auto dialer can accommodate up to a total of 6 telephone numbers in which the customer would store and the priority in which they wanted alert notifications to take place. So if I, in my house, I currently have located at number 1 my cell phone number, number 2 is my work number, and number 3 is my wife's number. So once I receive an alert or notification, it'll call to the first number I programmed into it. If I fail to acknowledge that message or alert being communicated, it'll then roll over to the second number, the third number, and so on until actually the alert is actually acknowledged. And we'll show you how that operates in a few minutes. As you can see, there's a speaker on the auto dialer. The auto dialer has a 55 decibel volume, so you can actually hear the alert if you happen to be in the house. And there's also a backup battery for this as well. As you can see right now, it's not plugged in. It does come with an AC adapter, and the backup battery has a 12-hour battery life in the event of a power outage, for example. There's 2 modes to the auto dialer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition into the actual programming of the system now. We have 2 modes. One is the program mode, which will allow us to store our telephone numbers as well as to change our PIN code and customize it. I'm going to go ahead and enter into that now, and then from there we're going to take you to the learning mode so we can actually program the sensors and the devices to the dialer. The pound key basically initiates entrance into the auto dialer. I'm going to hit my pound key, my 4-digit PIN code, which is 4 zeros. I'm going to acknowledge what I just put in. My power light indicator went from a solid green to now a red, and the red's telling me, hey, I'm in the program mode. So this is when I would store my telephone numbers in each of my up to 6 locations, as well as change or customize my PIN code. What we're going to do at this point, though, is we're going to put the dialer into the learning mode. To get into the learning mode, there's only 2 more keystrokes. It's the test key and the 9 key. When I press those 2 buttons, you should see 2 lights illuminate. One at default light at the bottom of the dialer, and one at the power indicator. The dialer is now saying, hey, I'm ready to learn something. The first thing we're going to have it learn is the valve control unit, or the motorized valve. As I told you before, there's a red master switch. I'm going to press the button 1 time, and you're going to hear a 2-beep confirmation from the auto dialer. Hopefully you heard that. 2-beep confirmation from the auto dialer. It's now just learned that device that quickly. Now I have all the rest of my sensors laid out. My water sensor. The dialer has just learned that sensor. The dialer has now just learned that wireless water sensor. I can even program my panic button to it if I want to. And I got my 2-beep confirmation. So those 3 sensors are now programmed to the auto dialer. So the auto dialer has done its job by learning the devices and sensors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and back out of both the learning mode and the program mode by hitting the clear button twice. And now you can see that I've got the green light indicator.